Welcome back to another week of Instigating with Clarkey and Rory, brought to you by our friends at Conway Furniture, Highway 86 East End of Listowel, our friends at Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC, and of course the Listowel Squash Courts. More on all of them later. Ryan Drury here with Clarkey, and there's a lot of big news in the sports world, but with the NHL basically on holiday now, we want to focus on the golf world. Golf season
Ryan,
right around the corner.
Ryan,
who better to
I'm
do
gonna
this?
No, don't even go there. I have to interrupt this show. I'm gonna hijack it for a minute. Just for a minute. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
For a minute, okay.
Okay, you know what time it is. Okay, I'm doing this early today because I gotta get this off my chest.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the couch potato right now.
You can't.
No, I can't. I can do whatever I want. My name is first in the show. Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. Okay. My couch potato this week is Mr. Ian Doig. We have spent the last 30 minutes
talk about getting thrown under the bus.
Trying to get his computer to work. 30 minutes. Oh, the audio's not working. Oh, the mic's not working. Oh, the internet's not working. And it happens every time we get Ian on. Every time. I think we have convinced him to get a new computer.
I think so, but that I don't feel like that should be the couch potato.
I don't care.
I really. He's wearing our merch. He's wearing our merch, Clarkey.
Yeah, I know he is. Look at this is how we saw Doigy for the last half an hour. Not moving, no sound, completely still. Completely still. It was not moving at all.
So it took you guys, Clarkey, it took you guys 4 months to invite me back on, and in the first minute and a half, you threw me under the bus.
I did. Really? I did. So that's my couch potato of the week. We'll get to Ryan's later, but I had to start with the couch. A couch potato doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It doesn't.
Well, no, but you made it a bad thing. You made it a bad thing. Conway Furniture. I didn't even put my hat on. I wasn't prepared for this.
You're going to do your couch potato later. You can put your hat on. But I had to get that off my chest. I'm
embarrassed. I actually have a double couch potato too, so I'll fill in where you normally would be.
Okay, fine.
Later.
How are you, Doigy?
Is here.
Let's see if he's working.
Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy.
Working.
Okay, we got to kick Clarkey off this show. Doigy, how are you?
I'm good, guys. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be back.
Isn't it? Is it a pleasure? I don't know. He'll never wear that shirt again.
Yes, he will.
Doigy, he'll wear it more than Leaf jerseys. Doigy, before we get to that, lots to talk about. Like I tried to say at the start of the show, in the golf world. Let's start with obviously this big cash infusion deal that's coming. Billions of dollars is going to go toward player purses. There's a bunch of people now putting their stake in the game. Essentially, what does this agreement mean?
Well, I'll be very honest with you. I did a bit of research today, and I've got my notes here. My first thought on it, honestly, is a couple things. Is the influx of money good for golf? Absolutely, it is. To me, it's a bit of a reaction to LIV Golf, which I've said all along that I thought LIV was good for golf. And now the PGA Tour is trying to come up with different ways to raise their purses, get more money and everything. But I have a couple concerns with it. First of all, what's happening with LIV Golf and PIF and their agreement. And I almost see this as you start to see and look at the events that they're hosting now. I actually see this almost pushing golf to more of an elitist sport where the top 50 or 60 or 70 players are going to be looked after, and then everybody else is just going to kind of become an also-ran. I mean, look at this tournament this week. We're at the Bing Crosby Pro-AM, which is what it was always called. It's now called something else, but it went from a field of 156 guys with 3 amateurs in each group playing on 3 different golf courses on the Monterey Peninsula to 80 players. They're calling the top 80 players. Well, I'm sorry, they're not the top 80 players in the world because Brooks Koepka and John Rahm and Cam Smith aren't there. So you can't call it the top 80 players. Maybe the top 80 players on the PGA Tour. And the amateur field, there's no more celebrities in the amateur field. So Bill Murray and those guys aren't playing in it anymore. And here's the kicker. For an amateur to play in that tournament now, the fee to play in it went up to $70,000 as a businessman to play in that. Yeah. How insane is that? That was the report that I got yesterday. $70,000 for an amateur to play in the tournament.
That makes no sense to me, Doigy. And yeah, obviously you mentioned like, Bill Murray and his regular antics won't be part of it. And the guy from Fresh Prince won't be there and all that stuff. But like it's super strange. And, you mentioned LIV and the conversation that's been around it really since it became a thing. And we've seen a lot of guys do big heel turns, including John Rahm, who initially said that he had less than zero interest, is what he said, because he said he wanted to consistently play against the best players in the world. That changed. And then Rory McIlroy, maybe the biggest vocal advocate against the LIV Tour, walked his comments back last weekend as well. I mean, what do you essentially make of this? Is this just everybody in the game essentially just giving way to the fact that this isn't going anywhere and this is what golf is now?
Yeah, but I think the part of it is that they're all hoping that it comes back together. I mean, they all want to play against the best players. Rory's comments the other day were he was asked about playing in this tournament this week, and he said, I would love to be standing on the 18th green getting the trophy on Sunday. But I would also like to know that when I was standing on that 18th green that I had beat the best players in the world. And that's no longer the case right now. And then you start to listen to him and he's walked back his comments or his position. He's now saying that, these guys that are playing for LIV, the European players, need to be not punished when they come back, and they need to be eligible to play in the Ryder Cup. Right, which has totally changed his position on it, right? So I think the bottom line is that everybody really wants golf to come back together. But I have a question. So I'm looking here at the names of a group of the people that are in this conglomerate that have in putting $1.5 billion up to $3 billion into the PGA Tour. But, you look at Stephen Cohen and Arthur Blank. I mean, they're the co-founders of Home Depot and owners of the New York Mets and stuff. But yet the PGA Tour back on June 6th said that they haven't had an agreement in place with LIV and PIF, the personal investment fund of Saudi Arabia and everything. And I'm generalizing when I say this, but there was a lot of people out there that said, well, that's blood money. We're never going to deal with them or be in business with them. And now you start to look at this conglomerate. I mean, they're the co-founders and chairmans and presidents and CEOs and CFOs of major, like Fenway Sports, the Boston Red Sox, the New York Mets, the Milwaukee Brewers. But now all of a sudden it's okay for them to take that money from Saudi Arabia? Like, I just find that almost hypocritical.
I kind of agree. Go ahead, Clarkey.
I have never been more disinterested in watching golf. Like, they've killed me as a fan right now. They've absolutely killed me.
Yeah,
and
me too.
It's like, how can they pull this back together? It's like, we heard this merger was coming, Doigy. What's ever going to happen? Like, when can I see the best players again playing, not week in, week out, but regularly again on the golf that I watch? Because I don't even know when LIV plays. They're not on a U.S. network.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it anyway. I don't like the setup of it. I think it's goofy. I just want golf back.
Yeah, they're on CW in the U.S. is the network that they're on, CW. But I start to look at, I look at what Jay Monahan just said in the last couple of days since this agreement has come out. They talk right in the agreement that they're still negotiating with PIF. But if I'm a player, and if I'm a player that's outside of the top 50 on the PGA Tour, I'm a little confused, because on June 6th, he said, hey, we've got an agreement in place in principle with LIV and PIF going forward. But now all of a sudden you've swung completely in the other direction and made an agreement with this sports group on investments and everything else. And yes, in the first blush, when you look at it, I mean, it says that there's 200 players in the PGA Tour that essentially own their own league, and they'll get equity and all that stuff. But when I started, we were told that we owned the league then. So what's happened? What's different 40 years later? Right? So does that tell me that we didn't really own the league back then? Right? So that to me is a question that I'd like to get to the bottom of, right? Like how all of a sudden you're telling me that now I own the league, but 40 years ago, when we got our PGA Tour cards, we owned the tour because we were the players and the members. So what changed?
Yeah, it's a real talking point. And Doigy, we're chatting with our buddy Ian Doig at the Ian Doig Golf Academy, longtime pro golfer and coach. And Doigy, we talked about this at the Canadian Open last year when all this news started breaking, and a lot of people were real upset with Jay Monahan. And that at that time, the news had come out that they were essentially sitting down with the Saudis and now going to try and work something out with LIV and PIF. And now this is happening, and there's a lot of confusion. There are a lot of players that don't know how to feel. You got Rory looking uneasy up there, walking his comments back. And yes, at the end of the day, we all just want the best golfers to be somewhat united and be able to, without some sort of consequence or barrier, play each other at these big events that we're all used to watching. Like, I feel like Arnold Palmer would be the greats of the game would be looking at this and going, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, the fans want to watch you play golf. But when it comes to Jay Monahan, and I know we touched on this when all that news broke during the Canadian Open last year, like, I get the funny feeling like I don't think this guy's very long for this job. I really feel like we're seeing some serious cracks under the surface with this guy, Doigy.
I'm surprised he's lasted this long. I mean, as a player, I would have wanted him removed right after June 6th, because for right up until June 6th, he had just stood the stance of, we'll never deal with LIV, we'll never deal with Saudi Arabia. That's it. We're out. We're done. They can go do their thing, and we're going to do ours. And then all of a sudden, without telling anybody, he comes out and says, hey, we've got an agreement in place. We're going to do business with LIV and with the Saudi Arabia. I mean, to me, it almost feels like he's speaking out of both sides of his mouth at the same time, right? Like it for me as a player watching it, it's frustrating. And going back to Clarkey's point a few minutes ago, look, I'm a diehard golf nut. It's not just been my life; it's everything for me, and I watch it. I've lost interest too. I'm not even sure I'll watch the Masters this year. I don't know if I'll watch the majors. I mean, the TPC's coming up, in a month and a half or so. But how can you call it? They used to call it the strongest field in golf. Well, pretty tough to call it the strongest field in golf when you've got John Rahm and Bubba Watson and DJ and Cam Smith and all these guys playing somewhere else and not playing in the tournament. I mean, I'm sorry, it just can't be the strongest field in golf. Doesn't make any sense.
No, absolutely not. It's unfortunately, I don't know what the answer is, but it's certainly taken away from watching a golf tournament and wondering who's going to win.
It's taken all the prestige away, Clarkey.
Yeah, and as opposed to like who's going to win. Like people aren't talking about who's winning in golf now and who's playing well. That's not
literally talking about who's not playing.
Right.
That's what they're talking about. They're talking about who's not playing. And so now let's take it into a bigger context where, okay, yes, they're going to have all these elevated tournaments. So if you have 8 or 10 elevated tournaments and then you have 4 majors, so it's 8 elevated, 4 majors, there's 12 events. And then you have these designated events. So there's Rory's 15 tournaments right there. So how many does he play a year? 17. So you're going to get him to play 2 other weeks. So does that mean he doesn't play in the Canadian Open or the Greater Greensboro Open or the Honda Classic or whatever? And you start to go, when you look at those fields, you're going to be looking, and honestly, well, last week, I mean, the amateur kid won 2 weeks ago. And then last week's field, I think I had to go to maybe the 25th player on the list before I knew 2 guys. I didn't even recognize the names, and I played against half of them. right? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Have they named these elevated tournaments, what they're going to be?
Well, yeah, they've already named them.
And the Canadian Open's not one of them.
No.
A national open, which at one point they said was the 5th major.
That's right, exactly. And this is some of the, well, and here's the other thing. So RBC basically bailed out the Canadian Open, and then they bailed out the Heritage Classic in Hilton Head. And they have 12 or 13 players that they have their logo on and everything. I've already heard rumblings that this is their last year with the Canadian Open, that they're out. Right. And I don't blame them. So they put all this money into making the Canadian Open a great tournament again. And it really has been good up until, COVID. But then the PGA Tour comes back to them and says, well, you're not doing enough. We want $10 million more. Like, I'm surprised RBC just didn't look at them and walk away right then. You think about the Honda Classic. The Honda Classic was the longest running PGA Tour event with the same sponsor, 50 years, and they walked.
Yeah, they're gone.
Walked. They're gone. So to me, that tells me that as good as the PGA Tour is trying to do here, it tells me that not everybody's happy with them.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, and to go off our stance here of, being slightly disinterested or at least malcontented golf fans, and I count myself certainly among the newer, section of those people. Like, I'm pissed off because, the golf game and the phenomenon around golf really exploded in Canada. It was the one sport during the pandemic times that really, really grew. It saw significant participation growth. And then last year we see what Nick Taylor did, and it was an incredible moment at our Open. And now the PGA Tour is telling Canadian golf fans that your Open is not an elevated event. It's so embarrassing. And to me, I take it as a spit in the face of everybody up here who loves the game and loves and supports this tour. I mean, for me, what appetite do I have now to go down to TPC Sawgrass, which is my favorite course, by the way? I love when they play at TPC. 17's my favorite hole. I just can't believe it. Like, what's inspiring me to go down to any tournament when you're turning around and telling me that our tournament, that is such a point of pride up here, especially after what happened last year with that 72-footer, it doesn't matter now. It's embarrassing to me, Doigy.
I fully agree with you. And as Clarkey touched on earlier, like when I was starting, maybe by that point in time, the Canadian Open had lost a bit of its luster. But when I was growing up as a teenager and really into golf and that, in the 70s, late 60s and early 70s, the Canadian Open was considered the 5th major. Now, in the early 80s, the PGA Tour took over running the Canadian Open, and that's when it kind of lost its luster and it became just another PGA Tour event. And part of that came from the fact that the PGA Tour guaranteed that their best players would be there and play and everything else. But as early as 1985, that wasn't happening. And I remember that distinctly because I was an alternate. And I thought I was going to get into the tournament. At the time, I think I was 3rd on the money list in Canada, and I fully expected to get into the Canadian Open that year, and I didn't. Not only did I not get in the tournament, the full field was 156 players, and they actually started a field of about 138. So they were almost 20 players short of a full field, but they wouldn't let a Canadian play in my national championship. And that's when I started to look at it and go, you know what, the PGA Tour is worried about their players and not what this tournament's all about. And that's when it lost its luster. And it lost its luster for me, even though I still consider it a major. When I played in it, that was my major because it was my national championship.
Yeah, of course.
So that was a big deal for me. And I got to play in a few. But this year, I mean, especially with the date, I mean, it's the last week of May. So the weather could be horrendous. They may get perfect weather. Yeah. It might be 45 degrees out 5 days in a row. Who knows, right? And so the players will look at that. And some players that don't like cold weather, they'll be withdrawing. on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday like flies if it's bad weather forecast.
It'll be
To me,
fine.
it just doesn't make any sense.
It'll be fine weather.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Clarkey, what happens if we have, well, look at the winter we're having. So this might actually be a break for them. But sometimes when we have winters like this, where we have a thaw and a freeze and a thaw and a freeze and a thaw and a freeze, the golf courses don't come through the winter very well. So what happens all of a sudden, if the golf course comes through the winter very poorly, and there's a lot of dead spots on the greens, and now they show up for our national championship on a golf course that's not in very good condition. Then the next year,
that has been happening all over North America. So probably a lot of courses have, like, the northern courses will have to worry about that for sure.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
that said,
your putting green in your backyard needs a lot of work too, by the way.
yeah, it does. But that said, Clarkey, the other courses aren't holding a national championship in the last week of May, right?
Yeah. No, I get it.
That's the difference.
I think we'll be fine. It's June.
Well, I hope so. I won't be around that week. I'm going to be in Monterey, California, playing Pebble Beach. So.
Oh, good. That's your Pebble Beach week.
Yeah,
that's good.
How's the putting?
I'd rather do that.
How's the putting?
The putting is coming along. I mean, I don't
listen to this, Ryan. Listen to this.
Yeah.
I said this to Clarkey the other day when we were talking on the phone. So I'm involved with a new academy set up here in Barrie, Ontario, the Barrie Golf Academy. It's owned and operated by a good friend of mine, Terry O'Brien, who actually used to caddy for me quite a long time ago. But we have a TrackMan, we have a Foresight G Quad 4 for tracking just the shots and the numbers and all that. But we also have a Putt View, which is the newest, greatest invention to help people learn how to putt better. And I've been on it for 4 or 5 hours now. I've always complained about my putting over the last few years, as people on Facebook will know. And I said this to Clarkey the other day. In 2024, I'm not going to be a good putter. I'm going to be a great putter because of this technology. And I get on that machine. I was on it yesterday for an hour and a half. And my putting stroke and making putts has become a lot easier in less than 5 hours of hard work. I love the thing. And you really need to come down and see it.
All right, we absolutely have to. Well, we'll be doing a show for sure. We'll get that set up.
That works.
Absolutely. Doigy, all right. What I want to do here is we're gonna throw a little ratchet in the plans here, Clarkey, because look, there's a golf tournament this weekend, and since we have Doigy,
well, I don't even know who's playing.
We're going to take a break.
Okay, we'll take a break. Okay.
We're going to do some quick Googling, and we have to make a 3-pack of picks. Let's do a 3-pack. We won't do like the full 4 thing. We'll just do a quick 3-pack, straight stroke points, and we got to do it. We got to make some picks here. But before we do that, though, Doigy, I want to touch on this. You mentioned it, an amateur winning, obviously, one of the recent events. Obviously, Nick Dunlap, what he did was absolutely incredible at the American Express Tour, and he barely beat out Bezweeden out, and it's incredible that an amateur, I believe he's only the 3rd amateur since the 30s to win a PGA Tour event, and he didn't get to take home any of the money, which is, I think, is unfair. I just don't like the rule. However, I understand it, but I was hearing Jeff O'Neill on Overdrive talking about it after that happened, and he said that he thinks that with the level of play of some of these amateurs nowadays, that this could be a thing that happens a lot more often. What is your opinion on that? Could we see a lot more Nick Dunlap situations over the next couple of years?
Yes and no. From the perspective that are they good enough to win? 100%. The one thing that has changed over since I started is these kids that are coming out of college ranks now, they really are professionals. They're trained to be professionals. They're trained to play on the PGA Tour. That's all they've worried about. And they play enough tournaments now where they're getting prepared, and they are prepared when they get their shot. So was it a bit of a surprise to see him win? I mean, he won the U.S. Amateur. He was the #1 ranked amateur in the university program and all that. So it's always a surprise to see somebody like that win. But if you go back through history, I actually think it's 7 amateurs have won since the 30s, but the last 3 to win, including Scott Dunlap, or not Scott Dunlap, but Nick Dunlap. Scott Dunlap's a guy I played with. So Nick Dunlap, Phil Mickelson 33 years ago, we know where his career went afterwards. And before that was Scotty Verplank. Scotty Verplank won the Western Open in the mid-'80s. He was an amateur. His career never took off like we thought it would, partially because he was diabetic and struggled with energy and things like that. But he was a great player. So those are the last 3 to win it. And it was from the early 80s to the early 90s and then all the way until 2024, right? So, but they're good enough. So that isn't an issue. I actually tweeted out about it during the tournament before he had won. I wasn't a big fan of him playing in the tournament because that's a tournament, again, where amateurs are putting up a lot of money to play in the Pro-Am portion of the tournament. And if I'm a businessman and I've put up my $15 or $20 or $25,000 to play with a quote PGA Pro, I'm probably pretty disappointed when I show up on the first tee and I'm playing with a kid out of university. Right?
Yeah.
And I tweeted that out and I got a lot of backlash for it. Like people were all over me. And when I kind of put my position out, some of them retracted and said, okay, we get it. But as a PGA golf professional playing in a tournament, he just took a spot away from a PGA professional that should have been playing in that tournament. Now, if it's a different tournament where they're not playing with amateurs, I have no problem with him getting an exemption to play. But when they're playing with amateurs and the amateurs are putting up a lot of money to play, he should be playing with a PGA golf professional. That's just my opinion, but that's kind of where I felt. Now, when he won, I also tweeted out congratulations because it was an unbelievable accomplishment, right?
Yeah, so it absolutely was. Well, he's a PGA Pro now. So whoever's
pro,
putting money down, he's a pro.
And not only that, so the exemption categories run like this. So you get a 2-year exemption. So that gives him an exemption for 2025 and 2026, but he's also exempt from the time that he won the tournament. So he's essentially gets a 3-year exemption because he's exempt for the rest of this year. Now, if you're a first-time winner or you win at the end of the year, you only get 2 years. But he won at the start of the year, so he's essentially getting a 3-year exemption.
So he wouldn't have got any cash, right?
No, he gets no money.
He gets no money. So where does that money go? Is it just spread out to the other guys?
Yeah, no, the 1.5 million. Christian Bezuidenhout got the 1.5 million for finishing second alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and then
this guy could
slid him like $100K or something. Like,
but this guy could never win another tournament.
That's right.
I mean, he could never win. Like, it's conceivable he could never win again.
Yep.
And he missed out on 1.5 mil.
Yeah, but he's already turned pro. I'll guarantee you the endorsements that he's got because of all this. I would venture to say he's probably already got 10 million.
I guess, but that could be like just a one-hit wonder, though, right? Like it could be.
Could be
a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
all right, let's break.
That's the risk you take. Yeah. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to make some picks for this golf tournament coming up. We have to do it. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Maple Leafs because we got Doigy on. We got to talk about the Maple Leafs a little bit. That's next here on Instigating. Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Jury, brought to you by our friends at Conway Furniture, our friends at Larry Hudson, Chevrolet Buick GMC, and of course the Listowel Squash Courts. Ryan Jury back here with Clarkey and our golf analyst, Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. Like I teased before the break, I mean, we've got the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am coming up here. We gotta make some picks. I'm itching for it. I was playing PGA Tour 2K23 last night. I made a hole-in-one, by the way.
Wow.
And I've got the itch.
I got a hole-in-one on the simulator.
Picks. Yeah, there you go.
Amazing.
That I guess I believe you. And I need to make some picks here. We've got Doigy on here, and I'm in charge. Clarkey hijacked the start of the show. I'm hijacking this part of it. And because Clarkey was so disingenuous with his goofy throwing Doigy under the bus bit, Clarkey's going to pick last.
It was more of his computer.
No, but just I didn't like it. Me and Doigy are buddies, and I didn't like how
You
treated
can't
our
make the
guests.
rules.
So, yeah, I can actually. I'm the host,
Thanks.
so
Thanks. I appreciate
Doigy's picking first. Doigy's going to pick first. Now we're going to just pick. We're not picking any of the amateur teams or anything, just straight up picks. So Doigy, AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-AM. We're just going to do a casual 3-pack here to start the year off, okay? Why don't you start us off? Who would you like to select with your first pick?
Well, he had a tough finish today, but I'm still going to go with him. I'm going with Rory McIlroy.
That's okay. That's okay. We love Rory. We love Rory, okay? Everybody loves Rory. Listen, I'm picking second, obviously, and I did this all the time last year, and he hurt me. This guy really hurt me, guys. And I love this. He's my favorite golfer right now. I have to do it. I can't walk away from Colin Morikawa.
Oh, you're too funny.
I can't do it. He's my guy.
He's your guy. I know that.
Give us a 2-pack.
Okay. I'm going to pick, I think this is hat guy, right? His hat doesn't fit, right? Patrick Cantlay. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Or am I wrong?
No, that's right.
Fit.
That's hat
right.
guy.
Yeah, hat
got
guy.
a weird head.
Yeah, but he'll probably have a hat on this weekend. So Patrick Cantlay is my first pick.
Yes.
I'm just going to do this because I think Ryan wants to pick him. Ricky Fowler is my second.
You little my other favorite guy.
Is Ricky Fowler even playing?
He is
Like tied for 6th, bud.
He's tied for 6th with Colin Morikawa. I was ready for a 2-pack there.
That's right.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you took Mr. Creamsicle Pants, but that's okay because I think this guy, you look at his last 11 or 12 rounds, he looks like his old self. Justin Thomas will be on my team.
JT.
I knew that was going to be a pick early.
Yes.
Doigy,
round your team out,
2.
Doigy.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going for me a little bit off the board. Boy, I'm in tough here.
You have lots of guys out there, Doigy. Come on.
There's
Canadians out there. Someone always has to pick a Canadian.
He's obviously playing well right now. He's coming off of a second place finish a couple weeks ago, but he got first place money. I'm going with Christian Behoizenite.
Yes. There he is. The most exotic name on the tour.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Bezoidnote. Yes, there he is. Who's your final guy, Doigy?
And my final guy, who I actually have in my big team pool that I'm in, who I think is going to have a phenomenal year. I'm really fired up about him. I am going to take Tommy Fleetwood.
Ah, man.
I like that. I thought about taking him. And I can't. The thought's over. But that's okay. That's a great team, Doig. Yeah, we love Tommy Fleetwood. That's okay because I'm going to pick a guy who, in the 2 tournaments that I won in our picks last year, this is the gentleman that carried me to the victories, and it's because he had a red hot year, and I think it continues. I can never say no to my guy, Victor Hovland.
I knew that was happening right there. I really did.
Hey, if I'm nothing else, I'm predictable.
That is true. And based on history, Clarkey will now pick a Canadian.
So maybe. I mean, the number one guy after round 1 is still available.
He might be from Listowel.
Yeah, he could be from Listowel. You never know.
He's still available. The number one guy is still out there.
Who's
but
that?
I'm gonna go
Thomas Dietrich?
Yeah. But no, I'm going to go off the board a little bit here.
How about Pavon? He won last week, the French guy.
Sepp Straka? Come on.
I like this
Lots
guy. I like him. Matty Fitzpatrick.
Matty Skechers. I like him too.
My last pick. Yeah. Last pick.
Not a bad. Hey, I like that. I like Matty Skechers a lot. I think he actually might have a big year too. He's just got to get his man. The thing that gets him in trouble is his wedge game. Like, man, if he had Hovland's wedges, he would win a lot more tournaments. But Matty Fitz, hey, when he gets on the green, he does damage. He's one of the best putters out there. But man, Fitz.
Which is crazy that you said if he had Hovland's wedges, because 2 years ago you wouldn't have traded anybody for Hovland's wedges. They were so bad around the green. I know
he was atrocious, but look at the bounce back.
Yeah.
God, last year was he ever good with a wedge?
Yeah.
I don't know. There would be lots of candidates, but based on that and how well-rounded he played last year and the amount of money he took in, like Victor Hovland might have been the most improved player on the tour. Like, which is crazy to say because he was already a good player, but like the year he had last year, man, was he dynamite, especially down the stretch. I actually am going to lay some money on him winning the Masters. I really, really feel good about him at Augusta. I think that he can assault that golf course, but we'll see. I like our picks. Producer Adam, just review for us quickly. What are the teams here? Do we?
Yeah, sure.
Jump on, producer Adam.
Absolutely. So, Ryan, you have Colin Morikawa. I say that right? Justin Thomas and Victor Hovland. And Ian, you've got Rory. And Christian, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that last name.
Zoidnout, yes.
Zoidnout.
Thanks. And Tommy Fleetwood. And then Clarkey, you've got Patrick Cantlay, Ricky Fowler, and Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yes, I do.
He nailed the Cantlay. I like it.
I've heard that enough times on these picks. Patrick I could nail it.
Cantlay.
Cantlay. Yes.
Hat guy.
Well, I'm hat guy, no hat guy, sunburn guy. How about that? Yeah. I like it. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. I think I feel good about Victor Hovland. I want to ask you as well.
I'm just going to jump in quickly. I think this is a good thing for us to do this because now it gets us warmed up for March when the TEC comes around.
Now I'm actually going to maybe watch it because Sunday there's nothing on.
I'm watching
the NHL. The NHL has decided that it's the off week for the Super Bowl, so let's not have any games. Let's have the freaking All-Star game that no one really cares about. There'll be no games Saturday night. You could have every team playing on Sunday. No, we're not going to play Sunday. We're going to have everyone off for it's the most ridiculous league ever. They just continue to sewer and bury themselves. And if I put my hat back on, they're my second pick this week for my couch potato.
Yeah, I guess we'll let you have that. That's fine. More hijacking.
It's terrible.
Clarkey.
It's terrible.
I know. I agree. I agree. Clarkey, I agree.
It's goofy. I don't like it. We don't even want to address the All-Star game, like whatever. I will say, I think it's cool that they're once again involving like the PWHL and having like the women play 3-on-3. Like, yeah, cool. Like get some more fans involved. Sure. Like that's great and everything. And like the skills competition, like it's pretty hit.
The skills will probably be the highlight. I think
it always
it's usually
is
better than the game, and with the $1 million on the line,
highlight.
You'll probably want to,
I think
that's that goes Friday night. That goes right now when we're on YouTube.
Yeah, I just don't care for it, and I care for it even less because the main attraction's not there. Ovi's riding camels right now, so like he's not.
He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't like going to the All-Star game. He's always heard.
It's funny.
He gets suspended.
He's only been there.
Comes up with an injury every year.
Yeah, I know.
I'm injured.
I'm not gonna stand for this slander, gentlemen. Do you want to redo the picks? Because this is not. I will not stand for the slander of that man.
Yeah. Yeah,
hey, don't do it. 13 All-Star games.
It's your turn to be thrown under the bus.
Okay. I don't appreciate this. Let's talk about the Maple Leafs then. Talk about throwing people
Here we go.
Let's get the bus out. Let's back the bus up, gentlemen. Doigy, your thoughts?
I don't know where to go. I really don't. I mean, I'm frustrated with them, as you guys all know. I missed one game completely, didn't see it. Then I watched 3 games in a row where I watched it on tape because I could fast forward it through. I could fast forward it through on PVR. I could fast forward it through all the mess ups and everything. I mean, the one period the other night, Morgan Riley had 29 giveaways in the first period, but he kept getting his share.
I mean, there's so many guys to pick on. You got to stop picking on Morgan Riley.
He's got to start playing better.
This guy's plays 25 minute a guy. He's not the best.
You know who our best defenseman is? Simon Benoit.
Defensively.
Yeah, 100%. Go get me 3 more of him, and then we got a chance. What wins in playoffs? Defensive play. I'm sorry. How many games are won in the playoffs? 8-5, 8-6. Virtually zero. They're all 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. What's that? That's defensive hockey. I'm sorry. Let's go get some good defensive defensemen.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And I mean, obviously big trade chip falling where we're maybe going to see some activity pick up here with that big Vancouver Calgary deal. But boy, the Canucks, have they ever just put their stake in the ground and said, hey, we think we can make a run here. They
I guess, but like Lindholm hasn't exactly been playing great.
I guess. What do you mean? It doesn't matter that he's not been playing great. It's on Calgary. Calgary's a stutter-stop team.
Yeah, we'll
and the
see.
guy's proven that he's been nothing but a consistent point producer his entire career.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
I guarantee you he'll have 45 points the rest of the year playing with the Canucks.
We'll see.
Yeah, I like what the Canucks have done. I think they have put themselves into a position where they may be the team that comes out of the West.
And do you know what? And I love that because I'll go to games because they're actually somewhat affordable. Do you know what I love about that too, though, is that they've done that because they've set themselves up in a good cap situation where all of their star players aren't making $1 bajillion, Doigy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of flexibility there, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, I'm a big, as we all know, big Leafs fan. I would not be disappointed if Trey Leving went and said, okay, I'm going to break up this core 4 and I'm going to trade Marner. I'm going to trade Marner.
He's got no movement.
I know, but go to him and say, look,
can you imagine?
It's not going to happen.
I love the idea, but it's never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. It's just not.
I know, I agree with you, but I don't think they can win with him on our team. He's not big enough. He's not tough enough to play in the playoffs.
As you know, I don't disagree with you, but they're not going to be able to trade him because he'll never waive it because his dad won't allow it. And quite frankly, the only way they're going to get rid of him is if they let him walk next year after the season. That's it. And they'll have $11.5 million to play with if they do.
Yeah, I think we'll be a better team in a year, especially if they let him walk.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be adverse to that either, because now all of a sudden we've got 11 million to go spend somewhere else.
Yeah,
right?
and one would hope they spend it on defense. And here's another thing. I was on the Washington Capitals fan cast this week, and obviously just talking about how our team should probably be more in the mood to sell, and there's a guy that plays right side defense, that shoots right, that's been one of the best defensemen in the NHL for the last 12 years. And, our team could maybe retain some salary. His name's John Carlson.
What would you ask for, though?
Oh,
from the Maple Leafs. From the Maple Leafs.
Okay, well, so for the Leafs to acquire
because I know who you'll
Carlson,
say.
No, for the Leafs to acquire John Carlson, the Capitals would need to retain salary. So
100%.
Even before we're talking about anything, we're talking about a first-round pick. And then I'm probably looking for some really good prospect capital as well. I'm probably asking for a guy. We're going to need some center depth over the next few years. I'm probably asking for Fraser Minton. I'm probably asking for another pick as well, maybe a second or a third-round pick. And it would be worth it for the Leafs to do it, too. Fraser Minton's 3 years away from being an NHL player.
Well, he may be on the team next year. Just because
he might have to be.
He might have to be.
What, Ryan?
Acquire a player like John Carlson, worth it.
What's his contract status? What's Carlson?
I believe he's got 2 more years at $8 million.
See, that's a lot.
If the Leafs, you might have to get another team involved too.
If Washington takes some of that salary cap, okay, I wouldn't give you a first. I'd give you a second round pick. I'd give you Nick Ambrusi, and I'd give you a third or a fourth.
Yeah, I don't want it then, because no, I'm not doing that deal. John Carlson's worth a first round pick every day of the week, especially if there's salary retained. You're going to turn around and ask Washington to retain salary?
Okay.
On an $8 million contract. I'm getting a first round pick. By the way,
how much would you retain, by the way?
Defenseman. Well, you could retain a max of 50, but there's some wiggle room there. If they retained 30, got a third team involved, they retained another 20, 25. You're in business here. But John Carlson, for what he is absolutely worth a first round pick and a high end prospect. It's been one of the most consistent defensemen in the league.
I'm not disputing that.
I'll give you the first
but I'd
round
rather
pick.
make it bigger. I'd rather get Tommy Wilson involved as well.
There you go.
I want three first round picks.
Okay.
And every prospect you have.
You can't have Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
Like I was just going to say, I'll give you the first round pick. I have no problem with that as long as they retain some salary. But you're not getting a first round pick and a Fraser Minton or a Cal.
John Carlson's going to go play somewhere else then, because someone else will give us that. So that's the kind of position the Leafs are in. Like, if you're going to go big game hunting like this, we're playing a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go big game hunting, we all know that, maybe it is Chris Tanev. But if you're going to go, I would say 2 or 3 tiers, if we're talking about John Carlson, above what Tanev is, that's what you're going to have to pay, and another team would pay it. So
okay, but how old is Tanev? How old is Tanev and how old is Carlson?
Tanev's 34, I think.
No, I think Tanev's like 30 or 31. John Carlson's probably 33.
Yeah, right.
Let me Google.
Better player, Stanley Cup winner, one of the best offensive defensemen of his generation. So,
but there's part of the problem. You said one of the best offensive defensemen. We don't need any more of them. We need a defensive defenseman.
Here's the thing, though. He is a good defender.
Chris Tanev, 34. That's what
is he 34? Okay, so yeah, John Carlson worth more already, and John Carlson's a great defensive player too. Like, look at his numbers, and when we won that Stanley Cup, he logged the most minutes, and he was a beast out there. John Carlson, I shouldn't describe him as an offensive defenseman. He just happens to generate a lot of points because he's so good and shoots right. He's an incredible two-way defenseman. He's very good.
The other thing I would like about somebody like him that can log a lot of ice time is now Morgan Rielly doesn't have to play 24 and 25 and 26 minutes a game. You can cut back on his minutes, and I think he would become more effective.
Totally. Yeah. Actually, you could probably slide him onto your second pair.
100%.
You could probably slide him onto your second pair, and John Carlson plays top line minutes with, I don't know, Liljegren, Benoit, maybe similar partners to what he did in Washington. Yeah. There'd be some options.
Liljegren wants to go join Rasmus Sandin, so you can have him back.
I'd take him. Yeah, I would take. I would take him.
And the way how the Leafs ever got a first round pick for Rasmus Sandin is unbelievable. However,
he was worth. He was worth.
You know what? What?
He was worth every bit. Having a really solid season for Washington.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know where you're going next, Clarkey, but I just want to and maybe we shouldn't do this, but I was going to throw out there about these 5 players that had to report to
we can now talk about it. Last week we couldn't really say much because nothing was out, but now
we can talk about it. I see Philadelphia cut ties with Carter Hart today. They no longer
made him a non-roster player.
Yeah. So going to be interesting.
But this is going to draw. This will what do you think? How long will this go through the courts? They're saying may not even till 2026.
Oh shit! That no chance. It'll be 5 to 6 years before anything happens.
Yeah,
and these guys will never not play because
for sure. Yeah. Now leading into next week, it's going to be Monday, February 5th. London Police Service is going to have a press conference.
Yeah,
and obviously the company I work for, Blackburn Media, we're going to have people on the ground there covering that. There's going to be, probably a lot of information revealed, probably a lot of information withheld as well, because it's going to go before the court on Monday. At least they're going to start the proceedings, but that's basically where we are. So yeah, this story's not going away anytime soon, nor should it. So yeah, it's
we're almost 6. It's almost 6 years since it happened, right?
Yeah,
and we're just finally getting charges laid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty intense stuff for sure. Yeah. All right. Doigy, it's been a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad we got some picks in. I think I'm going to win, but it was great to have you on, my friend. It's great to see you, and I'm glad the putting game is improving.
Yeah, I'm, you know what, I'm optimistic and excited about the coming season. Started working hard. My workouts downstairs have been good. Started hitting balls pretty earnestly in the last week or so. Trying to get ready for when I head south. I've lost some distance, so that's just an age thing. But working inside, I gained another. I found another 2 or 3 miles an hour with my driver the other day. So hopefully, before I take off, I can find another 5. That's my goal.
So one of our
There you
most
go.
popular shows ever is when we did it at the simulator. Is there a spot here we could maybe come up and do another show?
Yeah, I think it would be wonderful. It's a little tighter than my other simulator.
That's okay.
But we could do it. I'll talk to Terry, partner and everything, and tomorrow and see what his thoughts are on about it. I think it would be wonderful for him and for the academy in itself. So let me
We love going on the road. We love going on the road. And also, I want to just tell you, just try this year, and I heard it adds some distance to the golf ball. The red-orange golf balls. They are,
dude.
They will add some distance.
Thanks, Clarkey.
It's
all in the balls.
Clarkey, I'm going to run out to Golf Town tomorrow and not buy any of those.
I'll give you one. You've given me a ball over the years. I'll give you one.
Thanks, Clarkey. Thanks, Doigy. It was a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much, eh?
Thanks, guys. It's always a pleasure to be on, and I look forward to our next one.
And you just get,
all right.
Now go on the couch and be a potato.
Leave him alone, Clarkey. My God. It's just
good thing Clarkey, it's a good thing I love you, brother.
I hear you. I love you too, buddy.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure I feel the same way. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I will be doing couch potatoes next on Instigating. Back to wrap things up here on Instigating with Clarkey and Drury, brought to you by our friends at Conway Furniture, Highway 86, east end of Listowel. Our friends at Larry Hudson, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, of course. The Listowel Squash Courts. Thanks to our buddy Ian Doig, our golf analyst and good friend, for jumping on the show. Sporting the Instigating gear, by the way, too. Well, it's that time of the show, or at least it is for me, to talk a little bit about our friends at Conway Furniture. And, of course, our Couch Potato of the Week, our annual segment. And because Clarkey decided he was
weekly, not annual.
Yeah, weekly, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak. And it's because he threw me off the top of the show. That's why I'm all out of sorts, and that's why I'm going to do two couch potatoes. We're not even going to bother asking Clarkey what his are, because he already gave a couple, and he just disingenuously threw Ian Doig right under the bus. So,
dude, I haven't even eaten dinner yet. It's like it's late, and we spent a half hour trying to get his computer working. That's couch potato material.
Listen, man, the guy, he's an incredible golfer. He can't be good at everything.
It's friendly banter.
Yeah. All right.
That's all it is.
We get it. And it'll be friendly next week too, I expect, when my golf picks dust both of yours. So anyway, let's dig into it here. Now, my main couch potato, and it's to celebrate this guy because he deserves it. And you were poking fun at him earlier. No one's done more for this goofy NHL All-Star Game event than this man, producer Adam, and that would be my guy, Big Al. Big Alex Ovechkin. He's not at the All-Star Game. Why not? Because he shouldn't be. He should never have to go to one again because he's in Dubai. He's having a family vacation, isn't he? Look at this guy. He's riding some camels. He's got the camels with the kids, the wife. We're riding camels at sunset, and that's what Ovi should do. No more All-Star games. He's played in like 450 of them. Don't even worry about it. Don't invite him anymore. Don't send him. Tommy Wilson will take care of it. He'll knock somebody out at the All-Star game. It's fine. Ovi, couch potato, more than deserves to kick his feet up. Right, Clarkey? Because he's a what? Say it with me now. A Stanley Cup champion. That's right, Clarkey. I like your enthusiasm. Ovi's my couch potato. Hey, by the way, you want to be a couch potato alongside our buddy Ovi riding side saddle on the camel there with the little kid? Hey, you go visit our friends at Conway Furniture. All the stuff in there, the price you see includes HST and delivery. How about that? Nobody's better at delivering goals than Alexander Ovechkin. Nobody's better at delivering quality stuff for you to become a couch potato on. And quality prices than our friends. That's right. Our friends at Conway Furniture. How about that? Yes, Conway Furniture. We love it. Yes, Conway Furniture. Our friend Phil Main. We got to use that as a drop. Okay, now I want to drop a secondary couch potato, much as you did. A secondary couch potato. Yeah, it is though.
One a week.
And what it is, I just want to quickly mention, my secondary couch potato is all you losers out there that are on social media because he's going to the Super Bowl again, claiming that Patrick Mahomes is like the greatest quarterback of all time. The guy's got 2 Super Bowls. Incredible, very good. And he looks like he's on pace to do some really incredible things. He's not better than Tom Brady. It's like everybody. You know what it is? It's like in Men in Black, in Men in Black, when they get the little flashy thing out and they erase your memory. It's like that happened to everybody on social media. And they forgot that Tommy Boy dominated this league for over 2 decades, not only winning 6 Super Bowls with one franchise in 2 different eras, but then he also left and won another Super Bowl in his first year learning a new offense. How about that? Oh, who'd he beat in that Super Bowl, by the way? Patrick Mahomes. And who did he dust en route to another Super Bowl in New England prior to that in an AFC Championship game with another brilliant game-winning drive in overtime? Patrick Mahomes. 0-2 against Tom Brady. And in my opinion, he can never be considered the greatest, even if he racks up 5, 6, maybe even equals Brady's 7 Super Bowls, because he didn't beat the big gun. Even when he was old, he was over 40, still couldn't do it. It's unbelievable to me that people are like, oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he could retire tomorrow and be the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. Are you out of your mind? Are you completely out of your mind? Tom Brady's first in every major statistical category in the regular season, but when the big boys come to play, and that's the playoffs, Clarkey, you know that. Well, I don't know. Maybe you don't because you're a Leaf fan. But anyway, when the big boys come to play in the playoffs, Tom Brady, first in career playoff wins, first in career playoff winning percentage, first in playoff touchdowns, first in playoff yards, first in playoff completions, first in completion percentage.
Pump the brakes 1 second. Let's wait till both of the careers. One's career's over. Let's wait till the other one's over.
Exactly.
And then see.
Wait.
Right? Let's wait. Because there's no question who the best is right now. There's no question. But if Patty Mahomes goes on and wins the next 10 Super Bowls and wins when he's 45, you know what? He's going to be in consideration. But you can't do it right now.
No.
Can't do it right now. So shut up.
No. Can't do it. And I'm just sick of it. Oh, he's already the great.
Yeah,
it's not. It's unbelievable.
That's just like
anyway,
saying Matthews is the best goal scorer right now. No, he's not. He might be, but he's not.
When you're talking about all time, obviously, yes, exactly. I think he currently right now in terms of pure goal scoring.
No, I mean all time.
Yeah, much like Mahomes
like,
right now, he's the guy.
Will he get more than Gretzky? Will he get more than Ovechkin? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He's doing pretty good.
Awful, consistent. Yeah, very
question.
Good. Unbelievable.
No question. He's going to probably get 70
for the next decade.
Probably.
The next decade.
40 at the All-Star break. Anyway.
It's incredible. 40 and 46. It's great. It really is a truly unreal story. Anyway, that's all I have for the couch potatoes. Remember, our friends, Conway Furniture, Highway 86, East End of Listowel. HST and delivery included in the prices. You want to be a couch potato? That's where you go.
Love the couches there. That's right.
Love. Dude, you're going to love everything in there. Love seats. Man, they got everything, too. They got Dude, they got like full kitchen sets. They got everything. They're flooring. You can really deck out your place with our friends at Conway Furniture and really mellow into.
We sat at a dining room table when we were there. What a beauty.
We did. It was fantastic. I wanted to go to sleep on it. It looked comfy.
You going to sleep on a dining room table?
I've done it before.
It wouldn't be your first time.
I've done it before, brother. And we're not going to talk about that because I cannot talk about it on air. Clarkey,
the deals are hot.
They are hot. Hey,
the
deals are hot. We're on to the hot deals at Larry Hudson's.
You're gonna get me going again there, Billy. Where's Bill going? Is he gonna get a job?
Bill Belichick's not going anywhere. His prospects aren't hot like the deals at Larry Hudson's.
He's a couch potato big time right now.
I'm just going to focus on being a couch potato this year and maybe go down to Larry Hudson's and buy a car from Clarkey. That's
Cincinnati.
We're on to Larry Hudson's.
We got some exciting news. Today's the first day of the month as we record this. February. It's February already. Wow.
Unbelievable.
February 1st, and some exciting news, as I mentioned, some rate cuts on the truck I drive, actually, the Elevation, which I love, but some rate cuts down to, and really, like if you were leasing or in a lease and you come on in, because we may be able to get you into a better deal as we move forward.
There you go.
Because the rates have been a little high on the leasing, but the leases on those now for 2 years is down to 4.9. So a big rate reduction, as well as some rebates, up to $6,000 rebates on some trucks as well. So things are good. We have a lot of terrains, Equinoxes, I think over 40 on the lot. We have lots to choose from. So come on in to Larry Hudson's, where
the deals are hot.
The hot.
Deals
are hot.
Deals.
Larry Hudson's.
I love it.
Hudson's has it.
Hudson's does have it. And dude, I want to mention too that the Elevation, do you realize that it took everything in my body not to yell the U2 song when you said that? No. And we get like copyright claimed? Didn't know that. Do you even know the song I'm talking about? As soon as you said Elevation, it took a lot in me not to go, Elevation. Woo!
Now we're going to be stopped on YouTube. They're going to stop us. They're going to shut us down.
I don't think so, because I was there to key. They're not really going to be able to tell that I was doing a bad Bono impersonation.
Now, did you play squash this week?
Did play squash.
I did too.
And a very Jekyll and Hyde performance by me. Oh. By the way, our buddy Al over at the Listowel Squash Courts, he's getting the youth league together. If you got a young person that's trying to get involved and maybe check out a new sport, the youth league, there's sign up available right now, and it's super easy to become a member yourself. You can find them on Facebook. They got a website as well. 24/7 access to the brilliant facility over there. It's fantastic. Al and I played a match on Tuesday. I won.
Wow. I got to come and see this one time.
Yeah, you can come over, I guess. And I won. I played I might have played the best squash game of my entire life so far. I was hot, like the deals at Larry Hudson's. Yeah. But today on February 1st, I was bad. I wasn't very good. Now we had 2 games go to
So you played
overtime.
Twice this week.
I always play twice. Al and I play on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9. Yeah. And today was not good. Now, 2 of our games did go to overtime to like 15, 16 points, but I was not on the right side of those. And
is he still taking it easy on you or no?
No.
He's full out now.
We're motoring. Like,
well, you keep going because we're going to have a match one day.
He stopped taking it easy on me after about a month, and now we're pushing each other. We're huffing and puffing when we come out of that court, dude.
So I played on Tuesday and I wasn't very good. The week before I was really good. This week, like Mike Benjamin's beat me, and Alec Critchlow and Adam Garnis and Ross. Ross is a big Leaf fan. He wears a Leaf hat while he's playing. But he beat me. Yeah, it was not a good day. So I won a couple of games, but I got, I wasn't.
How about that? Somebody wearing a Leaf hat winning. That's incredible.
And then last week, Mike Benjamin's asked me to curl. So I went and curled for the first time in about 4 years, probably 3-4 years, up in Palmerston. And I had a great time. It was fun. He actually asked me to play tonight, but we were recording the show, so I couldn't go. But I played last week. And as I was in the lobby, who walks in? Sean and Katie Cottrell. And they look at me, and the first thing they think is, oh, I hope we're not playing Clarkey.
Oh, God.
Guaranteed. Okay. Guaranteed. That's what they thought.
Want to thank everybody for watching the show.
We weren't playing them. It's all good.
I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Our buddy Ian Doig for joining us. Of course, our golf analyst, the Ian Doig Golf Academy. You want to get better playing golf, you got to look up Doigy. Our friends at Conway Furniture, Larry Hudson, Chevrolet Buick GMC, Listowel Squash Courts. I'm Ryan Drury. That's Clarkey. Hey, remember, you can watch the show Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9 with our friends on Whiteman TV. That's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. You can find the show debuting on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9. Find the podcast on all your favorite podcast apps, and also you can follow us on social media. We post clips of the show every week at Instigating Pod. We'll be back next week with more Instigating. It's Super Bowl week next week. Swifties unite. Let's go. I'm cheering for the 49ers. We'll be back next week with more Instigating.